Train, the pick of OpTic Gaming. That's map number 2 in this series, the grand finals here at the MLG Minor Americas. They're going to be facing off against Tempo Storm, and this is a map that they did play yesterday, Launders.
Yeah, tell us the story. So it was an 8-7.5, right? And then it was Tempo Storm to not be able to put together another round on their T side, right?
Tempo Storm completely irrelevant on their T side. And once again, it's OpTic's pick, so like yesterday, Tempo Storm will be able to start out on the CT side, but I think the results from yesterday's show, Tempo Storm are going to have a killer CT side.
Yeah, never want to have to rely on that, and part of it was OpTic Gaming being able to get that strong start, the pistol, the rounds in a row. Phelps taking a fight, and Ivy actually fails.
Wow.
And he was all alone now. I think Bolts tried to flash him in, but dies as well. And that's a lot of map control right now. Henny off the corner of the smoke has an opportunity, but Dap spots him out, and everyone's just falling apart from Tempo.
Finally, Lucas answers back with 1, make it 2, and Showtime gets Stanislaus. Somewhat interesting now as Luke is still up in CT Sky with 2 kills to his name. Going up against Daps and Mixwell right now. Bomb hasn't even gone down yet. It was back at ladder, it had to make its approach up. That's on Daps. Mixwell goes in between the train there, trying to get away a quick kill, and Lucas going for some jiggle peeks. He's got to get a new weapon, 10 bullets in this USP.
I like the bits of microaggression that are coming out from OpTic. Just to get that info. Now that they have it, they can play it however they want. This is the last big rotate Lucas is going to make.
Lucas expecting one to peek off the train. Now goes back, turns his attention to the electrical box. Mixwell just jumping around, buying some time. And Lucas, you know what? You got a smoke, you got armor. You might as well save. He'll even pick up a kit. So he's, okay, why not? He has picked up quite a bit of utility.
I think they're really surprised to see him not going for this. I mean, they're just basically going to be in a position to almost die from the bomb. That's how surprised they are, but Lucas just not having the kit was a big deal, and then also his teammates, just everybody dying. You know what? Why was that kit all the way down at Ivy? Was Phelps pushing by himself with it?
Yeah, Phelps was close to the end, and Naf, who went flying around the corner.
Yeah, Bolts had armor, and he was all the way back at the beginning of Ivy, so that's a little bit of an oversight to have your kit be the pusher. Not in the strat.
No, not at all. Well, Lucas will at least pick it back up, so $400 of value there. And a map like Train, you can see why the scouts are going to come out here onto Henny and a Showtime. It was yesterday as well where Tempo Storm on the CT side did not win the pistol round.
Now, the anti-eco is so important on Train, very easy to throw. We've seen it happen time and time again. This time we have OpTic watching Ivy from way back. And now grouping up, starting to play the buddy system. And again, the death ball is usually just more effective if you're going to get picked apart in your default, trying to catch CTs making mistakes when they're going to do something similar.
And Phelps has been sent forward to play this inner bomb site by himself on like 30 HP, so he goes down. You can see Naf on the assist as Mixwell picks up the first kill of the round. Showtime though, the scout. That'll connect through the boards onto Stanislaus. So we got a 4-on-4 bomb going down. Mixwell's already pushed up to the yellow train, so he's in a good forward position. That first point of contact, and that doesn't go well. Bolts actually taking him down. Now rush it, Pop Dog, Dap stuck on the site. Man advantage for Tempo Storm as they try to break their way into the site. So low, Lucas moving around with the P250. They know where, oh, Naf is gonna fall as well. Now it's just under Rush, 1-on-2, spinning there, gets Lucas. Bomb has been tapped, Rush. Realizing he's probably not on it and playing the situation perfectly, he comes away with 3, but what a close round.
Yeah, absolute insane patience and some nail biting in the hands of Tempo Storm players as they came very close to winning that. But Rush with the 1v3 after his teammates failed kills across the board. Now this is a half where they decided not to buy too many rifles, or SMGs, excuse me, and it may have cost them all those deaths. Expensive round, but now they've earned themselves a round where Tempo Storm aren't going to be putting any money into it.
There's Rush getting his 4th and 5th kill in a pretty quick succession. Moving on into this round, he's found a double. A lot of submachine guns in this one for OpTic Gaming. Actually 4 to be exact, as the MAC-10 start to go to work. That's a Mixwell with 2, and Henny's your last man up. Ooh, he might just try to go for a knife right now. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be tough just because of how many angles there are, but you saw that he had money on his mind.
OpTic now are, instead of, let's see what they decide to upgrade and what they don't. Very common of them to simply take what they had off of the second round, try to do what they can in the third, and whether or not they lose, move into 4th and buy. interesting approach to the economy has worked out very well for them. Huge reliance on actually winning the pistol, which they've been consistently doing as well.
I got to expect Inner as the play for OpTic because they've kept so many submachine guns, you can't really go to the outer yard. And look how fast they're going. They've run over Showtime immediately. He has no response. Bolts trying to get out there quickly. He beats the Molotov. The rest of his team having to push through it a little bit. Bolts and Henny lighting up that kill feed. And Bolts has gone over to the upper part of the catwalk. Daps pushed up on the back of the fuel tanker. Phelps going over the top of the train as they work their way in. Tempo Storm have a 4-on-3. Daps and Rush, though, getting 2 headshots each. Henny with a nice flick down onto Daps. That's Rush in between the trains. He's moved out. Mixwell up top with his op. The eye in the sky. Rush. Oh, I think he just missed out as Bolts peeked at one side of the train. Rush has gone up top, and wow, Bolts somehow winning that exchange.
You see that Molotov just being postured to be thrown because that would have guaranteed the round no matter what. And they do seal it up. Mixwell, the most important man of the round, saves his op. Didn't end up getting any kills with it, but no matter. Having recovered it is the important part. Tempo Storm lose a round that OpTic Gaming were willing to hand to them off of a really, really aggressive Inner rush. I mean, quite simply went down the ramp, put too much pressure on Showtime, caught him completely off guard. I think it's the answer to Tempo Storm. Their kryptonite is just playing similarly to the way they do, and they constantly have rounds where they show no respect, and it works out well. Part of it is having the talent to get the entries, but that's something that OpTic have going for them.
Well, OpTic have already gathered the control there of the brown hallways. Daps situated in that. Rush watching the ladder, and it's Phelps with the Mag 7. We'll take Rush out of the air with a headshot. And Rush's flash was just not very effective there to help clear out ladder. Phelps coming up with a big, massive kill, and that's a Mag 7 turned to an AK-47 for Phelps.
A little bit of alchemy there as he makes his gun better. And OpTic deciding to re-aggress Ivy after having not given it the time of day early on in this round. Tempo Storm haven't seen presence from them except on the pistol.
Oh, and Henny in a prime position to make a difference. Oh, but he's giving it up. Lucas has gone onto the blue train to look into T-Con. I don't know why Henny is also trying to post at this angle. He seems to be wildly shifting positions. He'll go back to the CT halls there. And this side has now been smoked off. Phelps still waiting. And I think maybe realizing T-Con's clear, he wants to go in there. Bolts rotating now out of the other site.
Wow, they actually completely have avoided him. And Lucas, though, with the deagle finds a kill. 4v3 Tempo Storm.
Yeah, massive that Lucas gets 1 kill from that position. Bomb is going to go down, however. Nafly arming up that one, and yeah, Phelps did push into T-Con. Mixwell, chance at the no-scope, but it goes wide. Phelps will bring him down. Naf still on the bomb train. Spawning one at Old Bomb, and it's Showtime close in the Z connector to deal the killing blow, and it's all on Daps now coming out of ladder and peeking into 3 of them. Henny with the op shot, and Tempo Storm have found a round.
Yeah, ladder gets compromised in that spot because they know someone is most likely going to have come from there, especially if the bomb is planted on that side of the train.
It's the exact same situation that we had yesterday. OpTic Gaming with the 4-0 start, and then Tempo finding their first round here on the CT side.
Let's see if they can transition into winning 5 in a row like they did. And if that'll be enough to keep them. Because again, heavy reliance on their CT side. It's not that they don't have a T side, and I wouldn't put it past the results to see that yesterday was a one-off.
Yep, Showtime spotting here. Here's noise. The Molotov's going off, so we will smoke. Showtime once again playing that inner bomb site by himself. Sometimes it's a thankless job playing that site alone.
I wonder what the philosophy is for Tempo Storm on Ivy. I know like luminosity in it, and it has evolved over time, but have put a lot. Oh wow, Mixwell finding that kill out of T-Con. That's enormous.
Yeah, I think they boosted him up on the pallets there to come away with the first kill. He'll bring down Stan.
But putting huge stress on Ivy for outer takes.
Bring down Phelps, rather. Stan has also fallen. Lucas getting that kill up on top of the blue train. That's where Lucas is now. Wants to go into the T-connector for some information, but it's a rush at ladder, making sure that's not going to happen. And now Mixwell smoke to the back of the green train. Flash to, oh, but the smoke has not popped in time. Henny's able to peek out and grab one. He's brought down Mixwell, and we've got a 3-on-3 with a little over 40 seconds on the clock. Daps and Rush trying to get control of Inner. Nafly very far behind them with the bomb. And Showtime Well,
Ooh.
it's certainly showtime right now. He's let one cross. Naf making his approach in and a chance to stop the bomb. Oh no, the shots aren't there. Showtime still coming away with one kill. That's on to Rush. Naf has got over and the bomb's going to be going down. 2-on-2 retake. Bolts on top of the fuel tanker. It's Daps underneath, who's good for the frag, and now it's all onto Henny clutching 1 versus 2.
Not sure what spurred the rotate 2 inner, but it seems to be very fruitful. Henny throws this Molotov and is not out of the round. Daps taking quite a bit of damage, put in an awkward spot where he has to change up angles. And will most likely have to take a fight here. Disposable, but still critical.
And Henny just gets it done with the silence USP, secret agent style. Now into the 1 versus 1 with the AK. He will grab it, and he has a kit. Can he get there in time?
Wow.
And it looks like he will have it. Very close round, but Tempo Storm putting 2 up on the board now.
Oh man, I think there was a little bit of indulgence there from OpTic Gaming as they tried to end the round early when they could have just waited for a plan. I mean, maybe anticipating being smoked out of A ramp, but I feel like that's a risk you must take. And again, Daps put in a position where he, almost, I guess, needed to get the frag now looking back at this, but Naf coming down the A ramp so quickly. You could still be 3 seconds away, guarantee the round just by getting the kill, but at least listening for the plant would have delayed long enough, I think, for Henny.
Oh, Henny's spotted one. There's someone here. I don't know if they've seen him back, and maybe it won't matter because Lucas is playing a little bit closer. Now Henny being pressured at Ivy throws his op, actually. I think he realized what was about to happen. Stan will take him out, and Lucas, well, this could be a good position. They've spotted out the boost that Stan was trying to do with the help of Rush, but here's Mixwell, back of old bomb train, starting to go on a killing spree with this op. But it's Showtime with a double nade, and then N4 kill onto Mixwell. Showtime pulls out the pistol and brings down Nafly. Tempo Storm 3 alive, and that's 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, important now. After losing that IV control and then losing your opper and then forfeiting the op itself, could have been a very dangerous situation. We saw Mixwell convert that into another kill. But Tempo Storm clean up nice.
Still, it's not enough to break the economy of OpTic Gaming. Well, I guess last round they had the pistol armor play outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
With some I think he picked up the op of Henny. That was Mixwell getting 1 op kill. And now out to another rifle round. Phelps not going to go ahead and push through that. A couple play. Oh, they're pushing through, and Phelps has gone in the other side. He knows he's made the best play possible. Will he get all 3? No, but 2 will do. And now Henny involved with the op. Lucas there. The Twins getting the final frags of the round, and 4 in a row for Tempo Storm. OpTic Gaming completely shut down there on round 8.
Yeah, now that was a little bit risky because they tried to. Well, the thing is that what was ironic is the flash out of ladder was to blind anyone playing up close, but they didn't check all angles and fully didn't expect him to have tried to maybe push through the smoke again. Maybe as someone did a 180, he got out of sight and then came back in. But making the most of his positioning was Phelps. Huge player in this matchup.
And around here with OpTic Gaming, some Deagles coming out. Armor on a few players. The smoke from Rush has just been thrown, and Daps with a flash. Phelps in prime position to flank quickly on the ladder if needed. Stan watching it from up top. And we have Bolt and Showtime starting off this round together on the B site.
One singular flash in the hands of Daps. What's the move that he wants to make? I mean, this could be as simple as a lower ramp flash. Which actually causes a reaction in the form of Molotovs and just many resources used to stop a group hit. Phelps again, going to be very important here.
Yeah, we saw him push out along a couple times on Dust too. Ladder is that similar position, I would say, on Train. And he's going to go up, and it's going to be completely unchecked.
So there's a player outside right now, pushing all the way down hell, but he's not making presence enough, fast enough to make a difference for Phelps.
And Henny rotates, so he avoids that. Phelps gets a kill onto Rush, and he's got a lot of information here. Mixwell still lurking around outside, and OpTic Gaming pulling the audible, looking to take the bomb outer.
No, the bomb, though.
Oh, the bomb gets stopped by Lucas, who's holding back in the break room. This round falling apart here for OpTic Gaming. Mixwell, though, still with his good position. He'll watch a man die and go for this kill onto Showtime, but he doesn't come up with it. Does find Henny, who was trying to get that quick frag onto Mixwell.
No time now.
Yeah, who has run out of time. Again, we saw the bomb drop. Lucas brought that down, and he still maintains control of it here on round 9.
The thing was that Phelps was on that when Phelps pushed inner and went 1 for 1, I feel like that favored OpTic because not only were they able to recover the gun, but they gave false info to Tempo Storm that it was group inner hit. And just off of the after image of all the terrorists, Phelps could have been confident in calling it's about to be inner. But they had Mixwell lurking outside, and he could have tried to get a kill. And I think it was up to him to try to make presence before OpTic decided to congregate outside. Now, the bomb coming late was a huge factor. But even his other 2 teammates, that is Stanislaw, decided to run outside and die before Mixwell was able even to make presence. So maybe a failure in communication there.
Henny start off with that kill onto Mixwell, and you can see he's very amped up about it.
I wonder if he said, I just got the opening kill.
I think that's what he said. I think that's exactly what that translates to. As Daps making a point to watch ladder this time because Phelps and even Lucas made them pay on the last round. Although this time it's Phelps with an op, so you don't expect him to be pushing up. He's actually the one to watch Ivy. Henny with his other op trained onto ladder, so a more aggressive approach on Tempo Storm in the outer yard. And we had this exact situation yesterday. OpTic Gaming with the 4-0. Tempo Storm 5 in a row right back.
Right.
And it's looking, based on the first pick and how that normally works out.
So you're telling me that OpTic Gaming win this round 4v5. Is that what you're saying?
It seems like OpTic Gaming maybe win this round.
My goodness.
That's what happened yesterday.
That's pretty impressive. I wonder how they do it.
And it could be on the back of Stanislaw with this op on the catwalk. But Bolt's going to push through the smoke, only grabbing one. They had a flash there, but no one was really that blind. And that nade will hurt. That was Naf taking a bit of damage from it. Tempo Storm still with the man advantage. Clock getting low, but the bomb, that's Naf with the smoke cover, able to cross and put it down. So at least extra money coming in for OpTic Gaming. Oh. And Naf has brought down Showtime. Stanislaw with that up.
I love that.
He's looking for angles, man. He's pulled out the protractor to find this one.
15 seconds could be huge with this smoke. Will he decide to push through? Actually, here's the op shot ring out.
He's gone for the flash, jumping through the smoke now, finding nothing on the other side. Confusion perhaps mounting. He's got eyes back on the bomb. Beautiful shot onto Lucas, but a man on the ladder. And it's Henny over at the Z connector. That bomb's still ticking away. And Daps, he may have just done it. Henny has no kit. I think there's one to pick up, but yeah, he realizes he's not going to have the time when he gets to the bomb. So even though Henny with the 4K OpTic Gaming will win it, and we're still on par for the course for perhaps the exact round-by-round half that we had yesterday.
The prophecy is real. Oh my gosh.
Exploded. I like that.
Yeah. And we might, if everything continues as it's been going, we see Nuke. That's the dream.
Well, yeah, that's the dream if you're OpTic Gaming and everybody watching.
Yeah.
Not so much the dream.
You know, as much as I love Canada and OpTic Gaming and Stanislaw, the viewers come first.
Exactly.
we want Nuke.
It would be, I believe, the first time it's played in a match that has actually mattered and not just the All-Star match at the Major. Mixwell, not blind, but forced to turn, so Henny getting a shot on what was essentially a defenseless target. Daps waiting for this ladder push. Not happening yet. It's Phelps playing in there with the Mag 7. Once again, trying to work that alchemy. Turn that into a rifle. And $900. The flash from Stan. Phelps able to turn from it. Turning, he brings down Daps. He finds a second kill onto Stanislaw as well.
I think his mouse one is also bound to jump.
Well, if you're only going to use shotguns, why not, right? Not a bad double bind as Rush puts the smoke down at T-Con, works his way through. Tempo Storm should have a vague idea of where Rush is. But really, 1 versus 5, what can he do here? Just try to make it expensive for Tempo Storm. And there's 1 kill. Trying to work his way back into T-Con. And Nada's come out. He knows someone's there. Through the wall, he brings down Phelps. So he's killed 2, but 3 alive for Tempo Storm. And finally, we have broken the mold of yesterday.
Ooh, and that's a huge advantage, too, for Tempo Storm, because this was the round that stopped OpTic from getting the 2 in a row, which supplements their economy, allows them to continue buying and stabilize. And here, it's he's been very consistent with it. If you miss any one of those shots or just don't do 100 damage on the first attempt, then you go down. Instead, he gets 2 for 2.
And we can see OpTic Gaming on this round have actually spent all of their money. They're trying to get that reset, which is kind of available. Tempo Storm in a place where if they save a few weapons, they'll have another full buy. off of a round loss, but let's see how it goes. OpTic Gaming just with pistols, and that's the Galil on Rush, taken down immediately. Mixwell has got through, and he somehow, him and Daps combined to get 2 kills on the entry. Bolts will even it up, and Lucas going to do it one better with his MP7. He finds Mixwell. Tempo Storm, man advantage, pushing forward. Daps, his location is known. He's out in the other team's spawn right now. Hoping to turn that pawn into a queen, but that's not how Counter-Strike works. And Stan shot off a pop dog as he gets popped in the head.
So they might have been able to stop the bleeding by getting that plant. The couple of kills, very important as well. They know that inner is kind of weak right now. Showtime has been going down. He got the first kill there, but wasn't able to get 2, wasn't able to stay alive, and I think that's the most relevant point. As the solo site player, and it's not important to stress this, you either need to get 2 kills or be able to stay alive. A 5v5 retake is entirely viable, but going 1 for 1 is not doing your job on inner on train almost ever, depending on like if it's 5v5 that is. And if you get 2 kills and die, that's perfectly okay. The 4v3 retake is real, but ideally you stay alive, and that's the most important part. And he has been able to been killed. Wow. Mixwell gets clotheslined on his way out the ladder.
I really believed in Mixwell. He got there so fast, and you know his #1 mission was to just get Phelps, maybe catch him off guard, but not the case. As you mentioned, the clothesline, it comes out, and Phelps looking to go forth and do even more damage. Actually, Lucas going to get a double spray down. Bolts and one onto Nafly, and Phelps still in here. He knows someone's in ladder. He's just going to go. He's going for the knife.
But to no avail, and Tempo Storm are starting to put together the CT side that could give them enough outs that even if OpTic Gaming are able to win a pistol and start to claw their way back into it. And was this a reverse of sides, or is it exactly how it was yesterday?
This is exactly, well, the way yeah, same sides at the start of this half as it was yesterday. Because OpTic Gaming have picked the map both times, so it gives Tempo Storm the choice of side, which is obviously CT.
A huge buffer in the ability to win those pistols for OpTic.
Phelps, man, he's taking the shotgun everywhere right now. He has been spotted and blind, though, so this time doesn't even get a chance to fire that. Rush is going to take him down. So an early kill, but you can see the bomb was in no position to hit that site. So OpTic Gaming are going to slow it down.
Yeah, you know what, though? They could have, if they were planning on getting that kill, thrown stuff inner as the bomb comes out T-Con with a ladder split. That's something you can do very quickly. But either way, 5v4 can slow it down. Perfectly reasonable option. It's up to Tempo to try to even up. And Henny getting quite aggressive at this moment. He's not in a very precarious spot. But if he misses a shot at T-Con, could be in grave danger. Here's a nade set coming out from Mixwell. And he's going to spot Henny.
Henny was still able to find that first frag onto Naf before going down. Bolts playing in hell here. And he's going to grab Mixwell. Lucas assisting on that one. OpTic Gaming still a man up because of that early kill in the round onto Phelps. Bolts has been spotted. Rush has taken down Showtime, and it's all onto Bolts right now. Half HP. That nade doing considerable damage, but as he pushes through the smoke, Stanislaw ready to intercept.
That jump shot was super sick. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. And
you're quickly making this your thing, by the way. this singing and everything.
Oh man, OpTic, and yeah, ability to end the half, though via a different route. Ultimately, in the same way. It's 8-7. But 3 ops in the hands of Tempo. Oh my gosh.
Now when on train, the ops are going to come out here for Tempo Storm in a big way.
See, the value in this is that one op can make presence take a shot, and then OpTic might have the opportunity or feel like they have an opportunity to peek something else, and they might find an op over there. There's no way they expect 3, and so there's a huge percentage chance that they'll be able to get 1 frag, though an inner hit might be the perfect counter to this.
Yeah, all 3 ops are actually outside. Lucas and Z, Phelps on green, and Henny at Ivy. It's the 2 rifles inner, and they're both just erased. Rush and Naf. Very well done there, and it's going to be 3 ops rotating into retake. That's not the situation you want to have.
There are no recoverable rifles at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, they'll have to earn them back, right? Get a few kills so you can approach those rifles. And none of them have upgraded pistols, I don't think, either. While Phelps has a 5.7 that maybe he should just use. Henny with his op, very blind. Lucas will come away with a kill onto Naf, and through the smoke, nearly connecting.
How is it they've taken so much damage?
And Rush hanging out of the smoke will surprise Lucas. It was a near miss. That's not going to help him out. Henny, meanwhile, running out of time, still hitting his shots. Last round of the half, they just need to go for it. There's nothing to go for. The bomb's already exploding, and OpTic Gaming will even get the kills before they go down with the ship.
And that was just a straight-up great call to win you around. Basically, exactly what they would do is it's as if they were inside Tempo Storm's heads right there. You know, a slow outer take would have been the death of them, certainly. An inner hit slowly, maybe it would have triggered rotates from the ops to come in and provide some support. Instead, they do the walk down, and it catches both Tempo Storm players completely off guard.
So very similar first half in terms of the score line, although Tempo they did do one better.
Yeah.
They actually got 8 rounds. It was yesterday on the T side where OpTic had the 8 rounds, but it's going to be very competitive, and a lot of this could just fall onto the pistol round in the second half. And it wasn't a one-off occurrence of a very lackluster T side on train by Tempo Storm. They came up with 0 rounds. They will clearly need to do better than that, or we get to see Nuke.
Yeah.
So maybe we just see Nuke.
The best option for sure. I really want that door. That's going to be a challenge to cast, I think. It's going to be really interesting.
And possibly to observe, right? The nature of the bomb sites, being on top of each other, see if Kevin's on point.
A true test of Kevin.
He's probably not. But yeah, that'll be exciting. Train, though, still with more to come in the second half. Let's see. Actually, we're ready. Oh, no, there's a replays coming out. But the big performers here on Train for OpTic Gaming, we actually have Rush with the 120 ADR and 4 first kills on that T side. So he was fantastic. And once again, Phelps, even as a CT, we see him getting involved early on in rounds also with 4 first kills for himself.
Yeah, I mean, Rush had a similar performance as well on yesterday on Train. Was kind of the man of the map, and it just feels very comfortable. It seems supplying the entries on one of the hardest maps to play the T side on.
And would you look at this? We got a lot of utility coming out. Also a raid boss. Showtime is the raid boss. Will OpTic Gaming have enough DPS?
Yeah,
it's the real question.
And it's gonna be about closing the distance for them. This Tech 9's not gonna do them much good from across the site, but
yeah, always the battle on T side, just covering that distance.
Yeah.
Showtime going to take some early damage with the nade, so OpTic Gaming don't really know it, but a good way to start it off. Naf just spotting here at Ivy. Nade coming out. Oh, Phelps is going to be taken out by Rush. Another first kill for him. Rush can't get away. Naf does. He's going to go back to the bomb train. Stan is there. Naf, a kill on this round, and Showtime, he's going to show up with that Tech 9 and be immediately killed. Bomb down on the site, but not in a way that matters for Tempo Storm. Naf still second kill, and there's Stan grabbing one as well.
Wow, and that's the start that allowed OpTic Gaming to just run away with it. Now again, you see 6, 7, 8 rounds in a row on the CT side, and all that tells you is that after the pistol, like the 3rd round, you survive the anti-ecos. That's one thing that you had to do. There's some merit to that. But then winning the first rifle round allows you to have another save. And then if you win one after that, you get another round in a row. And that's why OpTic Gaming were allowed to come away with the win so early. Tempo Storm failed on basically 2 chances with full rifles to win a round on T side. But this game does come down to pistols sometimes, especially just individual maps. And OpTic Gaming pulling out that pistol could be a huge part of the reason they win if they do.
Yeah, it is the great way to start off your CT side. They will have to survive this round, but there's not much into it, as Tempo Storm have, even without a bomb plan, have not gone for very much. And crossing into the site, they're getting picked apart and trying to get the bomb plan on this round. Showtime trying to be a hard target to hit, exploiting the hitboxes maybe a little bit, but there's Daps grabbing a... Oh, they did plan it.
Wow. What? Maybe that's just some... maybe that's a technique.
That's how you plant the bomb.
That's how you plant it. 3.5 seconds.
So that's actually massive, having not gone for an investment there and just really hoping. I mean, that's Train, right? It is fairly easy to get past one defender, at least with someone alive in a bomb, and get it down.
Yeah, that changes the pace of this half right now. Mixwell is picking up the op, and the one thing about holding on the SMGs is it makes the op a little bit more volatile, harder to keep, and more reliance on him to get the frags and also stay alive. And they're going up against a 5 AK by a Tempo Storm who have some smokes, not too much utility apart from that, but are fully ready to do something quick.
Yeah, Showtime's got into ladder room. Lucas maintaining control of the white halls, making sure no one's going to push forward. Phelps waiting in T-Con. Henny and Bolts, making sure no one's going to push out of Ivy. OpTic Gaming actually playing fairly passive on their defense here in the outer yard, and even Mixwell taking the op to the back of inside. Nice little pop flash from Rush just to peek and get some information, but he'll miss out. It's Henny and Bolts who approach now. What do they have to their name in terms of utility? They each have a smoke. Bolts has a flash as well. They're going to smoke off the green train side and work themselves into the back halls, perhaps.
Ivy presence is made. Little do OpTic Gaming know that they could actually push inner right now ever so slowly and gain some info. But they've got 3 players outside, not exactly fortified. Huge reliance on this opening kill.
Back at green train, it's Rush, it's Bolts who just opens up the round having gone through Ivy. Henny left him actually, so Bolts is operating alone right here. He finally falls, Nafly getting the delayed trade but left on 14 HP, and Stan caught, having dished that flash out. Can't get back to the UMP in time, so he falls without a fight. 4AK still up for Tempo Storm, and is Mixwell already making this decision? Yeah, they group up and they want to save these guns. They need to hold on. They know how important that economy is going to be on the CT side of Train.
I feel as though someone should just stay and make noise, because they just are basically trying to set it up so that there are multiple opponents that the T's have to fight through to get to Mixwell. He needs to save this op, and it seems though Tempo Storm are going to cut their losses in the one player, all the utility they have to rebuy, and take this round win, which is enormous for them, knowing that they're going to have to go up against a buy from OpTic Gaming anyways.
Yeah, they know another rifle is coming out here, but Tempo Storm have already done something that they couldn't do yesterday. They've won a round here, and they actually won one where they played it pretty slow, played a default, and found a round victory.
Now, it was really a flaw in OpTic Gaming's setup that allowed them to get killed, and I really don't know how it actually happens that Rush gets shot in the back when the left side of Ivy is smoked out and Nafly's on the other side of the smoke. Unless it is Rush who got the Q but decided that it was nothing more than a bluff to see that smoke come out, and that he really could just focus his attention on T-Con and ladder.
Well, Phelps once more going to work his way into T-Connector, take the control. Really the exact same default we saw last round from Tempo Storm. This time Henny is having the bomb with him as he goes to support Bolts at Ivy. And Bolts, you can see, I mean, they've definitely practiced the map, right? Just knowing that angle, looking for someone to be trying to boost and peer over the smokes.
Similar positions now, but just with better guns. 2 players in position to deal with Ivy if that's the challenge that comes to them. And Tempo Storm seem to look like they're setting up for something similar to what we saw last round. Again, this time, though, 4 players outside from OpTic Gaming, so a much, much, much stronger setup.
Yeah, Naf, well, he smoked off one more time, so that makes Rush have to turn around. Rush is actually caught looking both ways, but it won't matter. He gets his first kill onto Phelps, who's coming out of the T-Con area, and Bolts flashed and pushed back. Naf, I like that. Pop flash pushes through the smoke, and that's shutting down what Tempo Storm had in mind. And another flash to go out. Bolts caught completely in the open, full blind. Well played by Naf, maintaining Ivy. 5-on-3 now for OpTic Gaming, and only 35 seconds for Tempo Storm to adjust.
Stalwart defense from the CTs. Excellently played, good patience, Rush doing his part, and him staying alive has allowed him to get kills from the choke points that he wanted to, and he's maybe a little bit of nerves there as gun gets fired a little bit too early.
That's all right, they're in the showers, they can just clean up the blood as Daps. He's like, wait, what?
Wow,
just goes in, easy 1,200 bucks. That'll pay for the UMP, and Daps finds an AK for his troubles.
Yeah, big pickup. Tempo Storm saved nothing. So lose the first 2 players to Rush, or actually Nafly getting that kill on Ivy was one of the contributing factors as well, and they dealt with it so well this time. So well this time.
Tempo Storm, they will buy. Utility, pistols. Henny and Lucas going for the rifles. That's an AK and a Galil.
Again, looking at the reset and seeing an opportunity to try to steal one away.
Phelps has taken so much damage early on. That nade's going to bring him down to just 1 HP. 13 turning out to be his lucky number. As Phelps climbing on the ladder. Showtime's worked his way around to the back of the bomb train. He's brought down Stanislav. Rush going to find 2. Henny there on a trade. Mixwell getting into the mix of things from the Z connector. That'll be OpTic Gaming now, man up, bomb down, under their control, and Tempo Storm left with a Deagle and AK, and a lot of work to do.
It's really on OpTic Gaming to just slow it down here. Yeah, Bolt's trying to aggress for map control. Give his teammates some way to plant. Now Henny on the back of the bomb. So clutch on Dust too. AK, armor, no nades. Spots a player one. And Nafly though. Peeks out from another angle. And that's another round for OpTic Gaming. 11-9 and they stabilize. They've got Tempo Storm with their backs against the wall. They have a save on their hands. T-side looking infinitely better than yesterday, but still.
That's actually not true. That's not how math works. I hate to break it to you. But Naf and Rush are doing a phenomenal job holding that outer yard and also controlling Ivy. Basically just themselves. I mean, Mixwell getting some kills in there also. But they're going to be players that Tempo Storm are going to have to figure out how to shut down, I think. Or just start going in and challenging Daps on this inner bomb site.
Seems like they will take their talents to the Brown Halls. One player from OpTic exploitable from this position in Pop Dog. Good spot for lower ramp. Also, you can watch the bomb cross after and give yourself the opportunity to reload.
Oh, now here's Mixwell, and yeah, trying to go in for that bomb plant one more time. That is kind of the one gimmick, I suppose, on this map. Just easy bomb plants on the inner site. Naps actually can't stop the plant, so Phelps will get that money. But now OpTic Gaming coming to collect. Just got to bring down Showtime, and they'll get it done.
It's been both teams to be able to get a lot of these plants on T-side. And one of the reasons this map is so CT... Well, I mean, it's actually one of the reasons that terrorists kind of have the ability to win rounds on T-side is that the bomb plants are relatively easy to get. And so the rounds apart from that are quite difficult. And it's really important that you maximize the amount of times that CTs have to defuse. Tempo from that one plant, supplement a buy here, and even with it have bought down to 0 for a couple of their players. Phelps manages to pick up the second op. Not a situation they would have been in.
Rush and Stan are getting so aggressive in the outer yard, looking to go into ladder room. That's Stanislaw. Rush posted up on the electrical box, looking into T-Con. Daps is left inner too, right? Mixwell makes a decision, say, I got the op, I'm going to play inner by myself. And Daps has moved over to Ivy with the support of Naf. And you can see Tempo Storm set up playing it slow, but based on positioning, it would appear they'd want to split the outer yard.
Versus the outer take, I think Tempo have already conditioned them into believing that Ivy is going to have some kind of presence, whether it be sooner or later. And instead, we'll simply not send someone there and fortify their ladder and T-Con take.
Well, here come the smokes, but you can see Rush and Stan well in front of all of them. And it's not actually happening. They've got the bomb. Someone's going down ladder now, looking to just try to make this realistic. Stan is going to fall. He loses that battle. Rush as well, somehow. That's an important one. Showtime was on 19 HP, and Rush can't convert that. Naf from underneath will surprise Phelps, but it's the bomb going down on the inner yard.
What? Showtime gets a third frag after getting that first kill that he should have definitely lost. Oh my god, that duel that Stanislaw had. He's got to be kicking himself. That is such a rough one. Might have just been the round. I mean, almost certainly was. And OpTic Gaming just saving off of that.
Yeah, they could attempt this. They have a lot of money, but...
Interestingly enough, Tempo Storm's Showtime was just a martyr there to try to sell the fake outside. Didn't even have to get more than one kill, really. He just wanted to cause the rotates, spur a reaction.
Well, Bolt does bait the shot. Gets tagged by the op. Mixwell finishes him off with the Tech 9. Will preserve the AWP. Meanwhile, Naf waiting in the break room brings down Henny and making things expensive. Lucas, okay, we'll take that battle. And I guess that's why he wanted to get the op back.
Does do it. No, Tempo Storm have won a round off the back of a insane entry round from Showtime. This kill, oh my gosh, Stanislaw got the memo that the flash was coming out, and then Lucas, or Showtime, excuse me, turns it into 2 on Rush, a player that you don't expect him to miss at all. And yeah, finds the third one after sitting on the bomb train. Going above and beyond.
Windows to be broken out early on, as per usual. Daps back to his role of playing inner by himself. Looking like he might be tested here. See how well he'll do. He's had a great tournament overall. And here it comes. Phelps leading the charge. Really no resistance met, and Daps going to get dinked up straight away, I think through the trains. And at 42 HP, Daps will find the first kill of the round onto Showtime. Phelps stuck up in a smoke here. He's pushed very far forward. He's just resting in this smoke. That's a powerful position, and at least for the time being when the smoke is down. And they've got an idea that he's in there. They're just spamming away, and as he's pushing through, Stan with the USP. Phelps is able to grab 2 Galil kills. Mixwell working up on the train with a pistol. Lucas denying that, and it's a 2-on-2, but look how low Rush and Daps both are. And it's Bolts who could come up huge here with the Galil. Missing that first shot. A player on a pop dog now has the angle up top, but Bolt stopping the defuse. He dies to Rush, and then Rush in turn will die to the bomb. Everyone dies, actually.
My God, another round where there was absolutely no chance that Tempo Storm should have been able to win, or at least have Phelps stay alive, and he turns around and gets 2 Galil frags off of that. He pushes through the smoke that they were spamming, and it looked like they were just drawing a silhouette as he managed to stay alive without even moving.
Look at Rush, 25 and 16 right now.
Eesh.
Had a monster first half, and he was also a big part of OpTic Gaming CT rounds early on.
What more can I do?
By a max 7, apparently, because that's what Rush will have. And down early on, a nade taking him to 50. Stan pushed up into Sandwich here. Full smoke off T connector, but it's Showtime to get the first kill. Lucas has moved out ladder. He's brought down Stanislaw. Mixwell trying to answer back. He's found one op kill. Rush, his location, it's been sniffed out. And he's just going to go ahead and charge forward like the man he is, but Bolts sitting him down. Nice shot from Mixwell. That keeps this interesting. This isn't to a 2-on-2 right now. Bolts, he's got around with the Galil, but Mixwell continuing to hit these shots. Henny missing one actually over the site. And another one as Mixwell repositions.
Yeah, Henny sees the danger as Mixwell falls back. And oh no, Daps goes down at E-Box.
Yeah, Daps is maybe trying to play that bomb a little too much. So Henny's taking him out, and he's got a minute to work with. He's not gone back for the bomb. It's going to be a sniper duel.
Oh man, so interesting. Haven't seen this before. The 1v1 with Henny and Mixwell. 2 players that, well, Henny is often last left alive, but Mixwell, always so forwardly aggressive, is often one of the first players to die after he's had his impact. Is now left in a clutch situation. Lots of time remaining. One of the hardest rounds, or hardest maps to clutch on. The trains provide so much cover. There's so many ways to expose yourself in different ways in a matter of moments.
Yeah, Mixwell, I was going to say, he has not budged. Suddenly, he starts to look to enter real quick, making sure he's not getting flanked. Now, he's all Z connector. And Henny, wow, man, he was patient for a long time, but he starts to run. Wants to get over to the bomb. You can see the time was at about 11, 12 seconds as he starts to run forward, and Mixwell just picked the perfect spot.
Yep. And there it is. Avoiding having to take the confrontation, shoots him as he jumps across. Kind of the ideal situation to be in for OpTic and Mixwell. And he wins the 1v1 after Tempo Storm. Won a couple of rounds that I think they should be very grateful that they were even able to do because of, off the back of some awesome plays from their teammates individually. But now they have to save, and this is actually could spell death for OpTic, or for Tempo, that is. No money moving into match point. Potentially. How much money will he have after this?
Not very much.
The full reset
Storm.
For the most part. And again, very expensive rounds they did win.
I wonder if this is starting to become readable. It seems most of the rounds, if not all of them, when Tempo Storm are low on money, they just go straight into the inner yard. You can see 2 players here. That's Mixwell coming away with that first kill. 2, he takes 2 off of the upper catwalk. Now looking for some more. That actually connected onto Bolts. Players are allowing to jump across this nade. Will it finish off Bolts? No, it doesn't. It's Rush that does that. Showtime pushing forward with the Glock, finding quite a few shots onto Mixwell. Will result in a kill, and Rush, gotta be careful pushing through fire, but he'll get there.
Mixwell is a monster. Those kills were fantastic. I mean, even doing damage to that third player was unreal. OpTic get a fourth, or get round 14. And Tempo Storm, off the back of that plant, are going to have a lot better of a buy than they would have had without it. Much, much better. I mean, AKs across the board now instead of maybe 1 or 2 Galils.
That's about 3 rounds Tempo Storm have gone in with pistols, no armor, and been able to find themselves a plant. Here's a Mixwell's perspective. That first shot is insane onto Henny as well. Then the third one, it's not a kill, but it connects, and we don't get to see it.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, you figure it out, because Showtime is just charging into this outer bomb site right now, already past Sandwich. That flash was critical. That slowed him down quite a bit. It's Phelps to grab the first opening frag. That's onto Rush. And Mixwell, another beautiful shot. That's Phelps. Now that angle smoked off. Fly gonna have to get in a reload. Tempo Storm have got themselves a 4-on-3. Bomb not having gone down yet, but Showtime, he's pushed so far forward, they might not even know he's there with all the confusion that was happening.
Oh, the bomb goes down. It's tough sledding now for OpTic in the 3v4 retake. No utility left from Tempo Storm. A couple of Molotovs in the hands of Daps and Mixwell.
They do have pretty solid post plants, though. And Bolts is going to peek out, gets a little piece of information. Showtime will best Naf over at the Ivy green train area, but Daps moving forward. Mixwell's found two. Lucas actually kills Showtime, and now it's all onto Lucas. Gotta try to get that defuse coming out with a P250, challenging Lucas. Tempo Storm, man, very dominant to get to the outer yard, but it almost falls apart.
Wow, 4 HP. Man, what a tight round. 3v4 retake comes down to the 1v1. Tempo Storm clutch it out after Lucas sacrifices his teammate for some extra power. Eats his brains.
Oh, that's how it works. I don't think he's a warlock. Maybe he is. 14-12 now for OpTic Gaming, and you can see the economy has collapsed. And this is Tempo Storm working their way back into it. They're not doing so great either, though. That was a costly round, a TK involved. We got Galil's limited utility. At least Henny will have his op. Daps has spotted out that they're going to go enter one more time. And nice little, jump, hit the head, make yourself a hard target to hit, finds the opening. You avoid the dangerous P250s, and the bomb's going down. 5-on-3 for Tempo Storm. Not much to say for OpTic Gaming, so you can see them trying to post up in these back halls that lead to CT. Stan looking for a kill. Now it's going to be Rush's turn. Nice 1-dig onto Lucas. And Rush going to go in for some more. Phelps also approaching CT spawn. Will he clear his corners? He's actually made a step. Rush knows what's happening here. And that's a Galil and a smoke over to Rush. So he's doing a fantastic job. Bolt's now looking to clean himself up here in the showers or not. He's going to go into the ladder and he will dodge Naf. Naf heard that though. Is he going to move out? Yes, he does. Henny misses the shot, and Henny just quickly running away. Naf, he wants it. He runs straight into Showtime.
Is there a buyout right now for OpTic?
I mean, they have a Galil to drop.
Oh,
yeah,
are
yeah,
they
they're
going to?
For it.
Yeah, okay, they got the Galil to drop, so that saves one of their teammates, and I think they want to, again, they have that opportunity. They did some damage in the last few rounds, and Tempo off of a couple Galils, I think, are showing signs of weakness. Could potentially be the last map of the tournament if Tempo Storm somehow are able to come back into us. Henny looking for the opening kill. Monster in the first map, especially towards the end.
Yeah, 4 rounds in a row. Henny just went off, and a lot of those in clutch situations.
Yeah, I got between 2 and 4 kills each of those rounds. 1v2s.
And Tempo Storm, with the success that they have been finding on this inner bomb site, look poised to hit it one more time.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for OpTic, they're going to be avoiding Stan.
Mixwell is in here. Daps moving forward. Mixwell starting things off. Daps even getting a kill as well. This inner defense working out for OpTic Gaming when they need it the most. But Phelps has got into a very forward position. Could make the difference maybe for this team. He's trying to find an unsuspecting player. He actually probably did spot Mixwell right there, but determining not to take the shot yet. Oh. Now Henny brings down Daps and Phelps. He's been bested by the shotgun of Stan on that rotation over. And Bolts with the Galil. He brings down Rush, but the bomb's fallen in a forward position. Actually is able to get it, so that's the bomb going down, and more money going the way of Tempo Storm. Still a chance. Bolts and Henny.
Oh, the
big players for this team.
It's actually Stan to go on the big flank now. One player on the bomb train.
And Naf, that Molotov's going to force him to challenge maybe more than he wanted to, but he wins the fight. Good on Naf, and Stan on the big flank, as you mentioned, finds Henny.
100%'s the round with that play. And OpTic Gaming gain match point off of it. Tempo Storm. We're looking worse for Rare with a couple of the Galils that they had. Don't be fooled by the op of Henny. They do not have that much money here. Showtime's just got above around 5,500, but it's Phelps who needs some help. The utility department is going to put together some armor, and I don't think we'll have a drop for him.
Well, with the way the money is working out here, OpTic Gaming, if they've gone for double ops too, if they lose this, very well could see overtime on map number 2. It's Train. Of course, if you're just joining us, Tempo Storm 1, Dust 2. If OpTic Gaming win here, it will send us over to the very first nuke match. And Phelps with just a Tech 9.
I think people have slept on OpTic Gaming, and you know, justifiably so, as the results do not fall in line with expectations. But so far, have had a stellar performance, have been one of the only teams to be able to have a good showing versus Tempo, who have won their last 4 tournaments.
Yeah, I mean...
Or made finals in.
OpTic struggling a little. Oh, a smoke is going to be missed here by Lucas. And double flashes down. I like it. The redundancy as they go to clear out the ladder room, so they get in there safely. But it's OpTic playing defensively. Rush with a nice shot. Phelps trying for it, but Rush going to come away with 2. Mixwell also an op frag, and it's going to be OpTic Gaming 5-on-2. No bomb having been planted yet. Henny moves up. Rush will take him down. Big triple. And Rush continuing to be a massive part of this defense, but Lucas, 2 very quick shots, quick kills, 1-on-3. This actually is a 1-on-5 from his perspective. He'll have to ace here to keep Tempo Storm alive on Train. He's got 30 seconds to work with.
But is it too much to ask? Whoa, finds the first headshot. And look at the end. Wow, that was risky. But Dabs does seal it up in the 2v1, and OpTic Gaming get the 16th round. We move on to Nuke.
Nuke.
We get Nuke.
Wow. But once again, congratulations to OpTic Gaming staying in this as they look for perhaps a first place finish. But I think Rush, he really can't be understated. It was a massive. Overall, he got 7 first kills and maintained about 103 ADR. He was such a part of that outer defense. And also Naf. Doesn't put up the biggest numbers, but he had some very important plays around Ivy and Green Train that helped to shut down Tempo Storm.
Nuke.
Still excited. Keep the excitement going for Nuke.
We haven't seen it once this whole tournament. If you have missed some of the matches, we haven't. Nuke hasn't been picked once. It's been banned multiple times. It never came through on the randoms, and so this is the first time. It's such a great way to end it, I feel like.
Yeah,
this is
going to be
excited to see players be tortured.
Interesting.
But you know what it is? It's so important that teams actually played Nuke so that Valve can improve it. So
yeah, that's the most important part, right? Let's look at Cobble, let's look at Overpass, and how many times they got played in big matches, and finally changes came forward, and now both of those maps in pretty decent places. Mm-hmm. I prefer Overpass still a bit more. I think the changes really helped that map develop. But we're going to hear what the guys think about that map, number 2, Train. OpTic taking the win. Puckett, take it away.
Thank you, fellas. All right, we are all tied up 1 apiece. Each team winning their map pick. Little something special here in this tournament. Something that we are not used to. But what a job by Tempo Storm to keep this one close throughout. It looked like we were even going to see a tie game at 14-14, but big round 28, OpTic Gaming gets the win and is able to seal the deal 16-13. What did you see from OpTic Gaming here on their map choice?
You know, I saw Mixwell, like we were criticizing him on the first map about how he wasn't playing very well, and then he really stepped it up here and came up huge with the op in several rounds with rifles. It's nice to see when, you know, that he was able to step up, because everyone always talks about him, how he's like now the guy who has to take over the team in terms of being the top fragger and all that stuff, and he hasn't been playing well in the last few maps that he's been played. But he really stepped up, and without him here, and Rush on T side was killer with all the entries. So once again, like the first time they played on Train, where they got a lot of entries and they were able to convert the rounds, they didn't convert as many this time around, but Rush was instrumental in being able to get those rounds.
What was interesting to me was Stan only put up 10 kills, right? Not a major impact, but Mixwell and Rush seemed to just take over the game. Over 60 kills between the 2 players combined. They had some great highlights throughout. What did you see out of Tempo Storm as we take a look at some of these great plays?
I really appreciated Tempo Storm's timing. They really grouped up and went as a team. It's as simple as that. One of the rounds I saw, they actually took T middle, took ladder room, poised and waited, and then caved in on the backside of Ivy. So most of their attacks were concise. It just wasn't enough pressure to disrupt Mixwell.
Not enough pressure.
Yeah, I felt that OpTic, again, so their Tempo was doing a lot of outside takes, and OpTic was, unlike the first time they played against each other on Train, they were playing way more passive this time around. And while they're playing passive, in order for that to be successful, your communication needs to be on par and be absolutely excellent. And you saw it several times when they were towards Ivy, when Tempo was trying to come out. I think it was Napfly was taking some battles, and then he would peek and there would be no one there, and then he would call for a teammate's flash, and there'd be popping flashing, and he'd be able to get the frags and get up the man advantage and honestly take control of that side of the map, where it allows you to focus on team middle and ladder rather than being worried about being crushed from all sides. So the communication really showed off for me on OpTic Gaming side, and it just, Tempo Storm is not their strongest map, and OpTic has been on fire throughout this tournament on that map, so it was expected that they would win. Not for James, though. He thought Tempo was going to pull it out.
He called the 2-0, just to remind you.
Yep.
But you know what? It's just, what a way to finish to go to Nuke.
I'm excited for Nuke.
Did you get any tweets, Garrett? Anyone want you to do anything special?
I'm not popular enough for tweets.
They don't know his Twitter yet.
Didn't get any.
We'll fix that at the end of the show.
I think Valve should be excited for Nuke.
Yeah.
Other than that All-Star match, it's been vetoed every single time. So
Yeah.
I think this is the first time it will actually be played in a match that matters.
I believe.
Was it?
I believe Helium said it was actually played at I think it was a recent land, maybe last week or a week,
Okay.
week or two ago.
First time
They played.
here in North American soil?
Yeah, yes, that's go with
There
that
we
one.
go.
There you
We'll go
Okay.
with that.
I must have missed it.
They said it was fun. I can't remember. I don't know who it was that won. It might have. I think it started with an O.
When Van Silly
that's all I
found
got.
out it's going to be on Nuke, he was doing the running man all over this venue. So
Yeah,
I know he's pumped for it. All of us casters and analysts are excited to get it going. I got to ask you guys. So we're watching a lot of we're watching a lot of Counter-Strike this weekend. How do you rank these guys 1 to 100? How good are these squads right now
In the world?
in the world?
I think the Tempo Storm, they've made the finals of what, the last
Four.
Four
Four
yeah.
events.
So, I mean, some of those didn't have some of the world-class teams that we're trying to compare them to, but I would say that they're top 10 in the world. I don't think anybody would beat me up too much on
Sorry,
that
I was
one.
going for like a grading scale here, guys.
Oh, okay.
Are they playing like B+ Counter-Strike right now? Or are they,
Oh, okay.
are they in the A- range? Are they still in the high Cs? Where do you have them?
I'm gonna do the rating system in a way where I'm gonna rate them compared to how they normally play. I'm saying Tempo compared to how they usually are and how they've been playing at these recent events. They're playing as themselves. They're playing like a B- of themselves, and OpTic's playing like an A+ almost as themselves. So, you know what? Against the teams in the world, they would be obviously. They're 8 to 10 for Tempo, I would probably say, and then for OpTic, they're obviously a little bit outside top 10 at least.
Yeah. I think that OpTic can play better. I in this last match, I thought it was sloppy. In the Dust 2, I thought it was sloppy. The OpTic that we saw yesterday, we haven't seen them fully today, and they're still in this. So I don't know if they have some tricks up their sleeve for Nuke. I know the Tempo Storm said that they were trying to play it. And that is going to be, you know what, that's one of my favorite things actually to talk about is when you get a new map, you really get to see who owns the fundamentals of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you play these, like when you play Dust 2, map everybody plays, you learn, okay, I should get to this point and ask for a flash, I should get to this point on Catwalk, I should throw this smoke. It's all automated. But whenever you play a map where you don't have those burn in your brain, oh, last time I got killed like 9 times here, I got to ask for a flash before I peek this. You have to kind of see and understand the game, and in a way that you have to just perceptually kind of envision if you do that, you're going to need one, so like a flash. So what happens is you really get to see the fundamentals and the basics if they have it, if they have it as a team. And I believe that Tempo Storm does, and I actually believe OpTic does too. They did it on Train. We'll see if it was manufactured. If Daps took them into a server and said, when you get to this point, you call for a flashbang. When I get to this point, we'll see if that happens on Nuke.
What's interesting here is I was just looking in the background as you were talking. We had all the players coming back in from outside and from using the restrooms. All of the American players are upstairs. No one came downstairs in between games.
Okay.
What do we do?
Win Out was out there talking with Tempo.
Okay.
So
they're cheating.
no, they're just chatting in between games.
Yeah.
It happens all
They
the
got
time
support.
here. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see Win Out here supporting the fellow Brazilian team. Are you staying true with your 2-1 prediction? You went with OpTic Gaming off the break?
Oh, I don't even think we actually got to the point where we actually determined who would
Oh,
win.
it's time to do it now then.
You know what?
Oh, yeah, that's
Analyst
convenient.
predictions.
It's convenient.
You know what? I'm going to go with the fact that North Americans are puggy.
Okay.
And I feel that right now we're not going to be able to see how this map's going to be played out unless it's played out consistently over like a month. So right now it's just going to be two teams just like there's nothing to it.
Drunken
And
bar fight?
no matter if you went over the map for a week, I don't think that's going to mean much at this stage.
Okay.
If they haven't gone over the map at all in terms of like having entered a server, then we have a problem.
Who are you
But
picking?
I'm going to stick with OpTic because I want Canada to win. I think that they have a more puggy way of playing that can benefit them. But if Tempo comes out with some crazy executions, I'll be.
There's no way the Raptors are going to win. So
No.
OpTic Gaming
We
is
need
Canada's
this.
only
Okay.
hope for competition.
I want to pick with my heart on this one. I really want OpTic to win this. I think Tempo will, but I just want to go on the record saying I want OpTic to win. I want a good NA team to consistently just show that they're continually evolving.
Stop being a wussy. Get to it. Let's go.
I
Who do you want to win?
I'm going to go. Okay.
For the record.
I want OpTic to win. I'm going to say 16-14 OpTic.
I'm going overtime. I want this to go the distance.
I like having
Okay.
you here. I don't have to be the bad guy. All right. So, guys, one last question before we go to commercial break here. Old Nuke, new Nuke. What should everybody be looking out for? What is the history of Nuke? Like, what were the strong positions, and what are we going to see is changed in the new map?
Okay, so the outside has completely changed with the outside rafters.
That's the major
Yeah, the ability to go outside and on the roof and around the roof to outside rafters completely changes the ability of how you have to watch and manage the outside bomb site. So I think that the way to actually, if I was calling strats on this map, I'd say, our team, let's abuse the outside, make them do a retake of the bomb site, or make them focus on everything but the inner bomb site, and then quickly hit the inner bomb site through Squeaky, because you can't get above the Squeaky door. So you can pretty much abuse Squeaky, I believe, if you focus on outside pressure.
So the quick changes, just to go right through them, list of them. Inside, you can't go back rafters anymore. There's now a new beam in the middle of the site where like they used to have 1.6 that you can actually run across to go to either side of inside rafters.
Throwback beam.
Yeah. There's also the silo is a lot taller. It seems like the two vents on the inside bomb site. One of them is now shut, and only the one that's near the Squeaky door is left open.
Yep.
Not open, but able to go down. And then there's also a new box outside, you know, with a window where you try to basically from underneath the ladder to snipe outside. There's a box blocking that, which I think they intended for T's to be able to, like, you know,
they want you to have free reign of outside.
But it also gives you the lot more angles. So there's a lot of things. Ramp has been left pretty relatively like open, same as it's always been. But downstairs they now have the back doors. They used to be closed. Now they're going back to the source style where you can go from the window room and you can wrap all the way around the bomb site. So if you do get the bomb down as a terrorist downstairs, you have a significant advantage in terms of CTs will be coming down like just, where are these guys?
Yeah.
Like they don't know, but
they have that extra little room too with the window. The door and the window, it's just a third extra room that you have to be worried about when you go down to that bomb site.
So it makes it worth going to B now?
It's still going to be hard to get to that. It's like all the changes have been made except for directly in the ramp room. So that's going to be a very familiar feel for a lot of teams. It's just going to be clashing.
All right, Helium Launders will be back on the other side of the commercial break with the final game here from the America's Miners. $45,000 on the line, and I hope to hear the throwback call out, the throwback beam. We'll talk to you guys later.